In today's video, we're going to demonstrate how to submit an expense claim when you've booked your travel through Concur. Log into Concur, and once at the home page, highlight over Plus New at the top of the page. You'll notice a drop-down appears and Start a Report is an option. Please click there. Next, you will be asked to give the report a name. We ask that you simply put in the name of the meeting you're attending so that we can associate it to the report. In this example, we will do Sardine Distribution Workshop. And the report date to the right simply applies to the date we started the report. Click Next in the bottom right. Next, you'll be asked, will this report include travel allowance expenses? The answer is yes, as that refers to your per diem. Here, we're asked to plug in our itinerary information. Since we booked this through Concur, we can simply click Import Itinerary. You'll notice there's two itineraries that have been saved in the Concur interface. The trip that we're looking for is the Sardine Distribution Workshop. That information was entered when we booked the flight. Simply click there on the checkbox and hit Import. Now both legs of the trip have been imported. We can hit Next. The next step is applying the itinerary that we just imported to the report that we're creating. You'll notice that the assigned itineraries, edit, and unassigned buttons are grayed out. You'll also notice if you highlight your mouse over the itinerary, it turns blue. What you need to do is highlight over so it turns blue and click once until the edit and unassigned buttons glow. This means we have successfully assigned the itinerary to the report. Simply click Next in the bottom right. This page will dictate the per diem information. To the left is the dates range for our trip. To the right is the pre-generated GSA allowances for each locale. So on a travel day in this location, you'll get $53.25, and on a full day, you'll get $71. There's some boxes and other fields here that most people won't apply to fill in. So if you think you need to fill some information in there, please contact council staff. Otherwise, leave it blank and hit Create Expenses. Now we're at the expense report page, where it has all the details that we need to finalize before we submit the report. You'll notice that under Available Expenses is our airline ticket, which we'll still need to add. To the left is our allowances for per diem day to day, and then you'll notice some red exclamation points. If you go up to the exceptions box at the top, the red exclamation points are described. And in this case, it's a missing required field, which is business purpose. The system's asking us, what was the purpose of your trip? Why are we reimbursing you this money? And then at the bottom is the total reimbursement amount requested. So first step here is let's add our airfare. We're going to click on the checkbox next to our travel date and hit Move. By doing that, it'll add it to our total expense. And by highlighting over this blue icon here with the plane, it'll give you the details of the trip. And that's what our accounting department will use to verify the ticket receipt. You'll also notice there's a yellow exclamation here that says receipt image required. We can ignore that since this will suffice as our receipt image. Again, we still have some exclamation points, and it's the same business purpose missing. You can scroll down here to make sure that there's no other exceptions. So let's go ahead and fix that. There's two ways to go about it. First, you can click on individual days and plug in the business purpose, and you'll notice the red icon there, and then hit Save. But then you have to do that for every day. The faster way to do it is to click this checkbox here, which will highlight every icon in the list, and then you'll be presented with three options. The third one is Edit one or more fields for the selected expense. Click there, and you'll notice that business purpose is one of the options. For this example, the purpose of the business trip was the Sardine Workshop, and click Save. If it was a council meeting, you would just put council meeting there. Now you'll notice that all the exclamation points have been removed, and we are pretty much ready to submit this report. There's one last detail that's very important that we need to do. You need to click on the checkbox for the airfare information, and we need to change the payment type from individual pay to company paid. Now we're doing this because it was booked through Concur, and the council is picking up the ticket amount. So that way, when the reimbursement comes, you won't be reimbursed for it. If you forget to do this, the expense claim will be denied, and that will have to be edited before you can get your reimbursement. You'll notice that the amount for the airfare plus the per diem is all added up down here for the total amount requested. However, even after we hit Save, it'll still add up there properly, but when your actual reimbursement comes to you, this amount will be deducted since it's been company paid. At this point, we can hit Submit Report, and you'll notice that there's the exception, that the receipts are required. Now, once again, we can ignore that because simply this information here is acceptable from our accounting department. Now you'll just hit Accept and Submit, and you're done.